Oh, gotcha.
Sorry.
Pulled out this bag.
Oh, pretty.
And I got super excited. It's like, well,
you're starting it.
In this.
Yeah, you're doing it.
Has to leave. Has to vacate by then.
So you are going to do it then, because there was some thought that you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I have big plans for my birthday start. Big plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling them because you already know about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have to do something here.
Yeah.
You okay? I'll back the camera up.
Yeah.
There.
Perfect. Look at that.
Okay.
I can see.
Yay, glasses!
Okay.
Happy Thursday, Flosstube.
Oh, I hope YouTube doesn't capture that. That would be bad.
I can choose the...
Oh, can you?
Yeah,
okay.
I choose the screen capture. Sometimes I'm flush with choice. Sometimes they're pretty good.
Excellent.
Yes. Happy Thursday. My name is Caroline. I am the owner of Evertote.
And my name is Kerri, and I am the owner of Roxy Floss.
And this is our joint floss tube, recorded here in London, Ontario, Canada on the 25th of January, 2024.
Can't believe the January's eaten up already.
Yeah, can't even. So before we get started, I have to share something and give a huge thank you to Michael in Germany.
Oh my goodness.
Michael in Germany.
He's just been quilting up a storm.
He sent Daniel and Sebastian pillow forms and quilted pillow covers, and he sent one for me as well.
It's beautiful.
And look at this. Michael is the most beautiful stitcher. I will try to pull up his Instagram handle, and I will tag him below on this video in the description box so that you can go and follow his stitching and look at his sewing. His points are perfect. Everything is gorgeous, Michael. I love it. Thank you so much. Believe it or not, I actually had, you probably don't remember, but a number of years ago, two viewers actually sent me Baltimore Ravens logos that they cross-stitched for my son.
Yeah.
Amazing. And the larger one I turned into a pillow, and I bought 2 pillow forms at the time, and this was actually the second pillow form. Oh, and it's been waiting here at the workshop for the perfect cover.
It's kismet.
That day has come. So Michael, thank you so much. This now lives on my stitching chair here at the workshop, and I love it.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love the.
Look at his zipper in the back.
Yeah.
It's got a hidden zipper. I mean, next level.
Yeah.
Attention to detail. It's beautiful. Perfectly sewn.
His corners are really good.
Yeah, aren't they good?
Smokes.
I know. It's gorgeous. I love it.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So I just wanted to make sure that he knew that I'd received it and that I loved it, because it's gorgeous. So I have some finishes.
All right. I feel like I'm never gonna finish anything now that I'm on this huge rotation cycle.
You really will. We take turns, right? So 2 of the finishes I've shared. I shared last week on a short little video. So FYI, my other YouTube channel is Off the Grid Needle Arts, and I put up a video last Friday. And if you love canvas work, or you'd like to be considered in the running for a giveaway, I had 5 amazing canvas kits sent to me from a viewer who wanted to distribute them, send them out throughout the world so that other stitchers could love them, because she knew she wasn't going to be stitching them. They are phenomenal. So the video is up from last Friday on the other channel. I'll actually leave a link to it in the drop down box below. I'm not pulling names for the winner until tomorrow afternoon. So if you see this video and you haven't seen it yet, you still got a chance. So I actually shared 2 of these finishes in that little video because I couldn't wait any longer. But I actually have 1 more finish since then.
Nice.
Every Sunday this month, I have finished something.
Wow.
And I'm on track to finish something else this Sunday as well.
You go, girl.
I know. So I'll show it to you in a minute. All right. So I'll show you first the ones that I showed last week. So this is my Halsingland Blommer.
Oh my God.
It's done. It's done.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. Thank you.
So pretty.
It is gorgeous. So this is a modern folk embroidery piece called Halsingland Blommer. All of the titles of the names of the pieces that we talk about today, I will do my very best to list everything in the description box below. I used a one-of-a-kind 28 count Roxy Flosco linen. So we don't have anything that's this color green anymore. The flosses that I used were Pippy, old dye lot of Pippy. It's a slightly lighter color now, and then South Beach, but there's still a beautiful combo of colors together. New dye lots work well together as well. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Gorgeous.
And 28 count 2 strands of floss over 2. The beauty about Jacob's pieces is that you can take any linen and any floss that you love and you can make it your own. This was designed as a monochromatic piece, white linen with red floss, and I had a wild hair. I saw this linen. I happened to be working with Pippy for something else, and I think it either landed on the fabric or something happened, and I thought, that's what I want to do. So you can just do whatever you want. I take the pattern when I want to choose where I want to put the accent color. I actually use the PDF version, and I've done this on the paper copy as well, and I highlight where I want to see the secondary color. Then that gives me a clear view of what it will look like, right? Where the accents will hit. Yeah. And I was pretty pleased. This turned out, I didn't change anything from my original plan of where I was going to put the secondary colors. I think the only thing I added was, originally I hadn't planned to put the extra South Beach inside this motif around this part here.
That was a good choice.
Yeah, and then I added that because it was a bit too
Pippy-ish.
It was a bit too Pippy-ish in the center there. So yeah,
that's excellent.
So this was going to be a cushion on my couch, and now it is going to be gifted. My mother fell in love with it, so it's going to be framed and it's going to be gifted to her.
Nice.
So done. Shall I keep going?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
This is exciting.
Kathy Barrick. Oh. Busy Hands.
Oh, that's so good. Is it focusing on me?
No.
No?
Okay. It wasn't. There, look at that. You guys,
that's really nice.
I loved stitching this so much. So this was a 32 count Panettone linen, Roxy Flosco, and a Roxy Flosco floss conversion that our Hannah did here at the workshop. So
that's a really
love
nice
it. One. Isn't it good?
Yeah. Very, very good.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I love how the hand and the needle turned out.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna frame that one?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna make a bag out of it.
No, this one I'm gonna frame.
Yeah.
Because it's perfect for this wall over here.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because I need to replace my winter Christmas
corner. Actually, I just noticed your, what does that say? Warm winter woolens?
Isn't that cute?
I love it.
Okay, let me get it. You keep talking and I'll grab it.
That's a lot of pressure.
No pressure. It's right here, so I'm not going far. So yeah, this was a design by Little House Needleworks. And I stitched this a long time ago.
It is so cute. You have me at sheep.
Isn't that cute?
Mm-hmm.
So this would have been stitched with, there you go. I finished this a couple of years ago at least, and it's just a random linen. All of the called for colors, except I remember that I didn't have the green. I didn't have the called for overdyed floss in the green, so I subbed out a different one. I can't remember which one I used, but I know it was a Classic Colorworks something green.
Sorry, did you say who designed that?
Little House Needleworks.
Okay.
Isn't it cute?
It is. Because we were looking at Teresa's catalog.
Oh yeah.
And wow, she has some brilliant sheep ones.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a sheep themed chart, hit up Teresa Kogut. Kogut.
And spoiler alert, February's big shop update in the middle of the month is going to have some Teresa Kogut charts in it.
Nice.
Just so you know. Yeah. It'll be good. I love this one.
Yeah, it's really cute.
One of my favorites.
I might have to put that on my list of things to stitch.
So I have a little corner here. I'll flip you around so that, hang on, so that you can looking at here. Bing, 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 bing. There you go. So that's my corner, my stitching, my work stitching chair. And those are all winter themed pieces. At the end of this video, I'll give you a little tour, tell you what they all are. Okay, so there we go. Back in business. Okay, so that was finish number 2, Busy Hands by Kathy Barrick. Finish number 3. And I wanted to bust this one out because part 4 had been released. And this stitch along is kind of important to me, and I wanted to make sure that I was keeping up because I still have 2 more parts to stitch, and then I need to put it together.
Yeah.
So this is the 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. It's a collaboration that we did with Leanne between Kerri, Roxy Flosco, myself of Evertote, and it's going to be a 5-part series in total. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below to both the original video where we discussed this project before Stitch North last year, as well as our video from a couple of weeks ago. I'll give you a timestamp where I discuss this project in detail, because that way I don't have to repeat myself completely all over again this week. So description box below if you want more information on this 5-part series that we've done. Here's part 3. Done and done. Look at that.
So good.
Right?
Yeah, I really like this project.
So you can see full coverage on that rose in the middle. Love the subtle colors of the leaves. I'm telling you, it's deceiving. There is a lot of stitching in this, like a lot. Like every night I would sit down at my frame and I'd be like, okay, we're gonna finish it tonight. And then I'd get like one little leaf done and be like, if it was one of those projects that you kept thinking, but no, it was be like, okay, there's more stitching to do. Yeah. But I mean, you know, are we ever mad about having more stitching to do?
And just the detail on it is just...
It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, Leanne did a really good job.
So this is a 40 count Panettone linen with the called for Roxy Flosco flosses. And in case I did not mention that last week or 2 weeks ago, these charts do not have a DMC conversion list on them. They only have the called for Roxy Flosco, but Leanne's chart is in color. You could finagle this yourself if you wanted to. Here's just a review because I love to show them off. There's part 1 and there's part 2. So believe it or not, your friend Caroline is keeping up. 3 parts. Amazing. 3 parts are done. So part 4, I know I could talk about this in plans later on, but I've got the chart right here. I'll show you. I need to start, my plan is to start this probably next week or the week after. This is part 4, My Heart is in Flames. And it is, it's a little, I think there's actually more stitching in this one than even part 3. These 4 corners are meant to be approximately the same size. They're slightly smaller in size, and then the 5th and final design is going to be the largest motif. They are all based on motifs from an original sampler that you can see in the photos that Leanne owns, the original. So, 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. Almost done. So, Luna likes to see what's going on. Who's come to visit? Hello. My friends Kathy and Neil just stopped by. So, I have to pick up. What was I saying? Do you remember what I was saying? What were you saying? I don't know.
Is this a finish?
Oh no, this is... No. It's a piece of empty fabric. This is my piece of fabric for part 4.
Okay.
Of 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers.
Great. So we did the 3 finishes.
Yes, 3 finishes, and then I have my fabric ready to go for the new one.
I think we're back on track now.
We are back on track now, yes.
Okay, I have to, this is a total tangent.
Yeah.
Did you see that Instagram post of Laura and Brenda and Laura rolling her
Oh, yes.
off? Oh my goodness. That cracked me up.
It was Yanni.
Yanni
put that together.
Okay, that little montage.
It's so funny.
So funny.
It is so funny, yeah. It was like me trying to finish all my whips and then all my something. And
yeah.
It was really good. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, I watched that yesterday afternoon. That was a 2-hour tour, that video from Brenda and Laura. That was a biggie. So I have a bit of admin stuff that I actually meant to talk about at the beginning, but then I got super excited about my finishes. So let me get the boring stuff out of the way. So email.
Oh no.
Email problems.
Oh, no.
They still persist, but it's not terrible. So just FYI, I'm trying to let everybody know every chance I get. And if you have an email address, Hotmail, MSN, or Outlook, we are receiving your emails, but you are not receiving our replies to you. So it has something to do with all of the safety spam filters have been beefed up. And even though we say that we're a real server and it's like they're working on it, they're trying to fix the problem, dealing with these large corporations, like as you can imagine, we may not see a solution. So if you're trying to reach us, you're having trouble, maybe try using a different email address. Or we are trying to respond to you by using a Gmail address. So you're going to see Hannah's is Hannah, Evertote Hannah at gmail.com, I think.
Yeah, Evertote Hannah. Yeah.
And mine is some weird Kerri Fluter at gmail.com because, well, I'm a flute player and I've had that email address for years and years and years. So anyways, it is still persisting. Just in case you think we're not getting back in touch with you, it's just that we cannot. Timelines, delayed timelines and weather delays. There have been a lot of shipments. We've been getting emails about people wondering where their shipments are because they're not receiving them. We've seen notifications in a lot of the tracking updates that their shipments have been delayed because of weather all over the place.
Yeah.
So check your tracking numbers if you're wondering. First, that should give you a more detailed information on your tracking thing. When we send parcels from Evertote that have tracking, you receive a notification email that has your tracking number in it. If you haven't seen it, check your spam folder or feel free to email us and ask us for it. We can look it up for you. Things that do not include tracking are things like if you've only paid letter mail, like for Floss, that's under, I think it's like 5 to 9 skeins of floss to the States. Same overseas, Canada. We can send more without tracking in Canada because we can send a bubble mailer as long as it can fit in the 2 centimeter slot. You can send it with a stamp.
Yeah.
Though there will not be tracking there. So if you've only paid letter shipping, there's no tracking. But we'll try to help if we can. Delayed timelines for shipping out Kerri's floss. Now, when I say delayed, we have a specific set of time frames that we put on our website for, kind of when you can expect your order to ship after placing an order. If you're just ordering floss or just ordering a chart, usually we can get it out to you pretty quick. At longest, 3 to 5 business days. And linen is usually 1 to 2 weeks. And this is like, so 5 to 10 business days. And bags, we go 2 to 3 weeks. We're usually a little faster than that, but having that timeline allows us some slush in case we have a really busy time period in the shop and we've got more order volume than we normally do. at the moment, a lot of you really liked the, the Peacorn Sal. And also, you also really liked the Jacob Chirchi and Girchi sampler that we released. That was the Jacob Palooza exclusive. Those both have massive floss packs. Here's our dyer. And because Evertote, I'm the exclusive retailer of everything that she makes. If we run out of stock, all I have to do is go, hey, Kerri, knock, knock, knock. Hey, I need another hank of, I don't know, pick a color. Whatever. Yeah. And magically, within 3 days, it appears. I'm very lucky. I don't have the usual kind of supplier, wholesaler, back order issues. Unless Kerri has...
Unless I have a hiccup.
Unless Kerri has a hiccup and she can't get the raw goods, which we are finding now. And we're going to talk about linen in a little bit. Not that we don't have, but like, you know, amounts of linen and stuff like that. So floss timelines, if you've just ordered floss, if you've ordered some of the bigger packs and you're waiting more than 3 to 5 days, that's the reason why. Because there's a lot of colors, and that's the Peacock, Unicorn, and a Badger floss, and it's a lot of floss. And you have to remember that after we get the hank from Kerri, at Evertote, we have to break it down and we have to wind it and card it and get it ready to go. So it's a lot of steps involved. We're pretty quick, but just in case, so you know, we're still not Amazon. No. But we're doing our best to get things out in a timely manner. Okay. I had an email from a viewer, since we're talking about the Peacock. I don't have my chart here, but you all know what the Peacock, Unicorn, and a Badger chart looks like. We've nicknamed it the Peacorn because that's what it just keeps coming out of my mouth, the Peacorn. So Sue sent me an email talking about the stitch count. Apparently, and she said her copy was from 2017, and she said that there was a stitch count error in the technical directions on the chart, and that you have to take the stitch count from the chart itself. And I just wanted to let you know, to put your mind at ease, if you have ordered the half yard of linen and floss pack from us, originally when I did the stitch count for this for yardage, I did take it directly from the chart because, believe it or not, I couldn't find a stitch count.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't find a stitch count written, so I just went right to the chart and I looked at it and I took the stitch count from that. So all good. The actual stitch count is 316 high and 351 stitches wide. So your stitch count, the correct stitch count is 316 by 351. So, and a big thank you to Sue for sending that to me so that I could make sure we told you guys.
So it's wider than tall.
It is. Okay. It's slightly wider.
All right.
So if you're cutting down your fabric, this is, if you're going to cut down your fabric from that full yard, and you probably will, I would cut it 1 inch larger. I would cut it as a square and not a rectangle, because there's only like a 1 inch difference.
Yeah. And
you have to, if you've only got that 1 inch difference and you started on the wrong side, it'll still probably fit, but you're going to lose a lot of that border. You'll lose a lot of that margin. So I would suggest just cut your fabric in a square so that you've actually got the you'll have 3.5 inches on the 351 side. I think that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Because I think the fabric works out as,
it's like 26 by 27 or something?
On 40 count, because mine's on a 40 count. It was like 23 by 24 inches.
Right, mine was 26 by 27 on 36 count.
There you go.
Okay.
So I cut mine 24 inches square.
Yeah,
instead
I did 27
of 20
square.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my point. So cut it the 1 inch larger on the side that doesn't need it, so that it doesn't matter what side you started on. You still at least got 3 inches and not less. Okay, that's it.
Cool beans.
Oh, tax. I didn't tell you about the tax.
Oh dear.
Tax. So, those of you who have been around for a while may remember that a year ago, little more than a year ago, we actually had to shut down sales to Illinois because of your state sales tax laws and thresholds for such and so forth. And so, hi, right, taxes. So we shut down sales to Illinois until we could get our numbers back in balance, and it was a whole thing. You had to email us if you wanted to place an order. Well, then we ran into a secondary state, Minnesota. Same thing started happening in Minnesota, so we had to do the same thing. Turn off the tap and watch that our numbers stayed in alignment to follow the rules. Because I did not want to register with the IRS. Well, then Indiana and Michigan decided to play along.
Yada, yada, yada.
And Pennsylvania is not far behind. So yada, yada, yada. Guess what?
Guess who's involved with the IRS?
Guess who's involved with the IRS? So yes, if you are a customer in the following 4 states, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and Minnesota, you will now see that you are being charged state sales tax on your order. We are collecting and remitting that tax on your behalf to your state government. Thank you. No, seriously, thank you. Thank you very much. Because without your orders, Evertote would not continue to grow. Roxy Floss Co. would not continue to grow. Yeah. So we are grateful. We are grateful for your business. So I just wanted to let you know. Heads up, United Kingdom.
Wow, this Flosstube has gone dark.
I'm just saying that at the moment we are paying your VAT for you. We are collecting, well, we're not collecting it, but we are going to have to pay back taxes to all UK orders for a little while for orders that were under 130 pounds-ish. Your turn is coming because we are currently trying to register for a VAT. Now, it is a really super long story, terribly boring. You don't want to know it. But at the moment, we're like, hey, UK government, we want to collect money and give it to you. And they're like, you're not a real business. We're not going to give you a VAT number. We're like, are you sure? So that's in a nutshell. It is coming. We're working on it. So at the moment, you know, I'm happy to pay your VAT for you if you'd like to, you know, because I don't know when it's going to be turned on, but it is coming. So sorry, I'm sorry.
Spoiler, if you're in Pennsylvania, you might want to order right now.
Yeah, I think Pennsylvania is still off. I think we're still just under the threshold there. And I'm happy to always let you know. I'll try to keep you apprised of what states we're watching. But yeah, I know Pennsylvania was on the watch.
The watch list.
You were on the watch list for a little while, but you might be gone. Anyways, so yeah, it's actually really interesting. I've learned a lot. I've learned way more than I ever thought I would ever learn about.
Or wanted to learn.
About U.S. state sales tax. But boy howdy, I mean, every state is different. And I mean, Illinois, they don't just have one state sales tax. Like each individual, like there's a whole bunch of different rates all over your state. So so somebody in Chicago is charged a different rate than somebody in a different area.
So it must have something to do with like population density maybe?
I don't know. I don't actually understand the reasons why. Okay. I just know that it is that way. So yeah, it's been very, very interesting. So anyway, cool. Yeah, more than you wanted to know. So I am sorry, but I do like to follow the law. So I like to follow the letter of the law. More than the letter of the law, we stay in compliance. Do you want to show something so we can get back to stitching now?
Sure.
All right.
So I'm a little messed up with our recording situation.
Yeah, because this is like 3rd week in a row.
Yeah. So I don't know if I've shown this or not.
2 weeks ago, you did.
Okay, so I don't need to show it again.
Have you worked on it since?
Well, no, I finished it.
January, yes.
I finished January.
Yeah. No, you did share it 2 weeks ago. But, I mean, there's going to be people who are watching who didn't see it 2 weeks ago, and you've just flashed it and taken it away.
So I am participating in the Modern Folk Embroidery 2024 SAL, No Time Like the Present. And I actually finished January. the first week of January, and have completely forgotten Mountain Range and Ochre are the flosses that I'm using.
And your linen?
I believe it's Speculaas.
36 count.
36 count, 1/2.
Gorgeous.
And I'm really happy with it.
Oh,
and I'm actually going to take this on vacation with me.
This is really beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Gorgeous.
So that's that.
That's really gorgeous.
Thanks.
Ah, good old Jacob.
Yep. Oops, I just banged the tripod.
That's okay.
And then I moved on to Moggie Manor.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually got quite a bit done on this. Except for fixing the mistake. The tree alignment issue.
Tree alignment issue is still misaligned.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, look at this.
So,
wow, look at this.
So
oh, Kerri, it's so pretty.
Oh, and I just have some real moral issues with what's happening down here. Like, I just feel bad.
You feel bad for the fish?
I do. Yeah, I gave him a little bit of water, but it's...
There we go. Oh. It is so cute.
So if I can recommend...
Did you outline the second one in water? You did too.
I did.
That is so funny. That is so cute. I'm sorry. I know you guys, I haven't looked at this close up yet.
If I can give anyone recommendations on how to tackle this chart, and this, you might already know this. You probably do already know this, but for someone who hasn't been stitching for a long time, on this chart, because there's so much free form bits and bobs throughout, my recommendation is to do the border, do the bunting or whatever that is on the top, do this little bunting, get your bottom border in. You could even count up if you're confident and do at least some type of a horizontal, then put in your tree so you've got markers,
a frame,
markers to go off of before you start tackling the fun bits, because it can really go off the rails quick.
It is
Ask
beautiful.
me how I know.
So this is Blue Flower, Moggie Manor, and your linen is 36 count.
And I feel that this is Speculaas as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a light dye lot of Speculaas. So it actually might be leftover turtle dove that you had from Christmas.
You know what? You're absolutely right. It is leftover turtle dove.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. Turtle dove was a light version of Speculaas. They were pretty close, which is why turtle dove was kind of a one of a kind.
But it would look great on either.
And this is a floss conversion that Hannah did.
Yeah.
I love it.
I really do love it. And the bonus of tackling it as I am is that you're left with all the fun bits, all the little animals. It's going to be great.
Yeah. That is really good.
Why don't you
go? My turn?
Sure.
Okay. So I think I mentioned that I was watching Brenda and Laura.
Mm-hmm.
So when I packed all my stuff from home to come in today, I thought I would show that I'm a Brenda twinsy, because I have the same bag.
Oh, yeah,
Brenda.
that's right.
I don't know if she watches this, but I'm best friends with Brenda, right? BFFs. Fangirl. I'll fangirl Brenda. So she recently came back from an overseas trip, and she went to Liberty, and I have the same bag. So in here, I have all kinds of plans and all kinds of stuff I've been working on. So first thing I will show you is the piece that I intend to finish this coming Sunday.
Oh, wow.
So that will then make it and I have a plan for Sunday 5. Hibernation Day.
Oh.
I'm so close, you guys. I'm so close. So I have lit the fire.
Look at that.
I've lit the fire. Woo! There it is. I've shown it so many times, and I am fully committed now to finishing this by Sunday. So I just have to finish the other reindeer. There's a little bit of, there's a floral motif in the vase. There's 2 more rows. I think 2, I don't think it's 3. Might be 3 rows of words. And then 1 more border at the top, and then it's done.
Wow.
And these little motif borders, they go so fast. And so this is going to be done.
It is incredible.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. So, one of my reindeers, this reindeer has an extra square on his butt, and I'm not taking it out. So, yeah.
Ruh-roh.
But that's okay.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will notice.
Nah. This is 28 count Panettone light. It's a light dye, a lot of Panettone. I chose it purposefully to make sure that the floss pack would look good on any of the counts. And it's my own conversion. Roxy Floss Co. floss conversion that I did
Look
myself.
at this roof houses. The roof houses.
Yeah.
The roofs on the houses. Yeah. English, Kerri.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait to stitch it.
I can't believe how many finishes you have. It's unheard of.
Who am I? I don't know. So this is definitely going to be framed. Mm-hmm. And just a little heads up for those who are in the area or close by who are looking for a framer.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about that.
I'm working on something. I have taken 5 or 6 pieces to a new person. I want to make sure, I want to get the stuff back, but he came highly recommended by my friend Neil. So I have a feeling this is going to be the start of a beautiful long-term friendship with me and a framer. And he pins, no lacing, it is pinning, but when I've got a couple pieces back, I'll share more information with you. And because of course this is going to need to be framed. Mm-hmm. That has to
and
be
you've got the Halsingland Blommer.
My mother's, I'm giving that to her. She's going to take that to a framer she has, and I'm just going to pay the bill.
There you go.
So
that works.
That way she can choose the frame that she likes. Okay, so now I'm going to preface this by saying this is not a usual situation, and I fully 100% recognize that I'm completely spoiled and absolutely the luckiest girl in the world that my husband now makes the Hearthside Craftworks frames. We make a lap frame and a floor frame. So it's kind of ridiculous, but the situation is that I have 2 floor frames at home. I have one upstairs, I have one downstairs. I also have a lap frame at home. Here at the workshop, I have a floor frame that has my Song of the Nightingale project on it.
Dedicated frame.
It is, and I have been stitching on it. I'm going to talk about that another time because I want to have a little bit more progress before I talk about it, but it's working. So I have that, and I also have a lap frame here at the office, and I have a lap frame at the cottage. So, and John has suggested that I take a Mark II to the cottage as well. It is my job. This is my job. And my husband makes them. So I recognize that this is a very unusual situation. So when I talk about these things, I have an upstairs floor frame and a downstairs floor frame. I recognize it's ridiculous. With that said, okay, my downstairs floor frame I have now dedicated towards pieces that are not coming off it until they're done.
Wow.
Except,
that's a bold statement.
Except I take it off it to bring it here to show you. So as soon as I go home tonight, this is going back on the floor frame and it's not coming off unless I have to show it to you or it's done. Downstairs floor frame, because I'm in that chair every night. Mm-hmm. That's where we sit as a family every night after dinner. So I know that I can finish things if I sit there, and it's working.
It's definitely working.
So on the downstairs floor frame now, the upstairs floor frame has Hibernation Day on it. Downstairs floor frame has Maximum Cross Stitch, Honey Thief. Here, I don't even have to show you the pattern. I can show you the model. There we go. So there's the pattern. It's by my friend Ellen, our friend Ellen, Maximum Cross Stitch. It is the cutest stinking thing I've ever seen. He's dragging a honey pot, a honey hive, beehive. Yeah, I mean, it's adorable. It's a whole series. You can't see them because they're just above, but there's a monkey, there's a pumpkin, a pineapple thief. Is that focused?
Get my head out of the way.
Get your big noggin out of the way there. Pineapple Thief. And then let's see if I can reach this one. Long arms for the win. There's the Pumpkin Thieves right there. These trio of charts are some of my favorite things that Ellen has ever designed. I absolutely love them. The colors are so beautiful. The design is clever. It's to me, it's kind of my Ellen in a nutshell. Clever and beautiful. So here's my Honey Thief. Last time I shared this, I had most of the outlines of the bottom border done. There's quite a bit of fill in there to do, but I love it. It
is really sweet.
I love it. Yeah. So this is a 40 count. Let me show you the floss pack so you can see the colors together. See, I was organized.
I'll say.
All packed up with my stuff. So, chart. So the flosses are really fun. Super pretty colors. And it's a 40 count, 40 count. 40 count porcelain linen.
Did Ellen do her models on 36?
I think so. Let me see. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So mine is actually going to be, let's see if we can do a side by side. Can you tell? Yeah.
Yeah.
If I put it on, I'll try not to poke you in the face. There. So mine's a 40 count.
Oh yeah, it's
Ellen's
just a
is
little
36.
bit smaller.
Yeah. Perfect.
It's like one
an inch
one
smaller.
motif smaller.
Yeah, so it's overall, right?
Yeah.
The math would math. It's 1 inch smaller, so it'll be a ½ inch on both sides. I love it.
Very nice.
I love it. So that is not coming off downstairs floor frame until it's done.
I tell you, this 50 new start thing that you got going on, it's given me the fever.
It has lit such a fire in me. I am having so much fun.
That's good.
I'm having so much fun. I hope that it's not going to stress you out because, to be honest, I mean, let's face it, right? It's not for everybody. Kerri, you do tend to have a little bit of anxiety with a lot of starts.
As soon as I get over about 25 whips, I start getting a little anxious. And I don't know why. It's just, I think
that's okay.
It looms in the back for me, but I tell you, yeah, there's so many things, so many fantastic charts that I want to stitch.
Well,
and this series from Ellen is just
aren't they great?
amazing.
They're so good. I love them. Just love them all. Okay, I'll put those ones away later. So yeah, that's downstairs floor frame there. Did you want to show something else?
What is next on the scroll? What's this? Oh yeah. Hold on to your hat, lady. Oh, I'll just pick the cat fur off.
What is that?
Oh, and my fur.
Because I've never seen that bottom part stitched. I'm like, what?
I know.
I'm like,
because guess who reached the bottom of the chart?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
Oh, Kerri.
So I've reached the bottom.
So beautiful.
This is, I think, section 7. It's page finish. And I didn't start doing pages until over here, so I really have quite a bit, well, a fair amount bit on this page to finish and all of that, really.
Holy doodle.
So there's still a long way to go. I might be at 60%.
This is so pretty.
I'm really, really happy with it.
Look at that. That's so pretty. So this is Turkish Delight by Rosewood Manor. Original chart was done on a hot pink fabric. So Kerri changed it out. Everything has been changed.
Yeah.
All of the colors have been redone. Roxy floss and porcelain linen.
Yeah.
It is a stunner.
I really love it.
So gorgeous. Those colors together, Kerri, are just so
really nice.
good.
These leaves. The leaves are amazing.
I I can't even. It's so good.
And I tell you, with having to change out your colors so often, when you get to that alphabet and you get to stitch like a whole 30 stitches in one color, it's pretty amazing.
That is so good.
Yeah, I'm very happy with
wow.
This will get done this year.
Gorgeous.
This
Gorgeous,
will be
gorgeous.
this year. Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, love it. So I'm on a real hot rotation. I tend to like to stitch on something for about a week at a time, so I don't have a lot of things on the go, but I've actually, in my my crazy life planner,
Mine's
which
at
I
home.
love.
Lori sent me one and I left it at home, but I have one now. I'm lucky too.
So I actually have a schedule of a goal of how many days a month I want to stitch on stuff, and then I schedule it. And it's not like, oh, on this day I have to switch. It's just like, well, I've met my goal. If I'm really still digging it, I keep going.
Yeah.
And I did that with Moggie Manor. I worked on it for a number of days, so some of these things have had to be bumped, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
Oh, I love it. That's a good rotation.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
I feel really productive that I'm actually
you're getting
stuff
through
done.
some stuff, right? Yeah.
So the next thing that I worked on was our friend Ellen, Maximum Cross Stitch. There's Always Room. Was this the September sampler? No, this was her very first release, wasn't it?
That was her very, very first release.
Yeah, it was November 2022.
We're both stitching this, but I finished the second large sampler, which is the Friendship Sampler. That's the one I finished. I need to get back to mine on this. It's so pretty. Look at that.
So I was really happy that I got a, oops.
Your house.
I got my house done and half of the front yard.
That looks amazing.
So, that was a big milestone because that house really isn't a joke.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it.
Cover models lie because the called for fabric, what was it? Was it Dirty Porcelain? Porcelain. Yeah. It's even darker than what our Dirty Porcelain looks like. And the called for is actually porcelain, which is what Kerri is stitching on it. So you can see the difference in the color.
And I have to show you this. That heart with the, what are they?
Algerian eyelets?
Yeah. Yeah, those. They're amazing.
Algerian eyelets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So pretty.
Beautiful.
So I really like this chart insofar that it gives you a little taste of specialty stitches without going full on Jeanette Douglas.
Yeah. So there are Algerian eyelets, Smyrna crosses, and satin stitch.
Yeah.
But you know, Jeanette, I'm going to give Jeanette full credit here because she has a wide range.
Yeah, she does.
You can do charts that have, so we mean Jeanette Douglas in a positive way.
Absolutely. She blows my mind, and I think
because
I find it intimidating.
Yeah, she does have some charts that are like, you know, that's a lot of specialty stitches, and you have to, you know, figure out what you're doing. Yeah. Oh, that's just so beautiful.
Yeah, I really like that.
So beautiful. Sorry, my eye has been watering the last couple of weeks. I'm not crying. It's okay. It's so good. I'll give you your chart back. Sorry.
And then the last thing that I've been working on, this is still in the bag, so it might be really reflective, but Coffee and Eggs by the Artsy Housewife.
Love.
Gigi. I really, you know, this chart, a lot of Gigi's charts, and that whole series of Ellen's, and even her queens.
Her queens, yeah.
That's like right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the samplers, and I do love stitching the samplers, but this stuff is
Wait until you see Ellen's chart for Sampler September this year.
Yeah.
It's good.
So I've been working on that. I've got a little hen. Oh. Look at that hen. Isn't she adorable?
That is so stinking cute.
I love it.
That is so cute. Do you have your floss pack here?
I do.
I'm going to take the chart out of your thing here.
See? It's living in my Gwyneth
bag.
From
Gwyneth.
Yeah. lot going on here.
Hey, you hold up your whip. Look at those colors.
Yeah,
Right?
it's really cute.
That is adorable. Love that. Which red is that? Inappropriate. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Gorge.
I had to put that away last night. It's now off my schedule, but I'm looking forward to next month to get back to it.
That is really, really pretty. Okay, I'll put your chart back. I'm sorry I took it out.
Oh, that's fine.
I love how the chicken is holding the flower.
Yeah.
Right? So cute. Such a great chart.
And she showed something. She leaked a market release
Yeah.
yesterday on
Well, not,
Instagram.
I know, yeah. Oh, the one with the bear?
Yeah.
Did you see
Yeah.
it?
Like,
If you're on Instagram, if you're not following Artsy Housewife already, the designers are now starting to share their Nashville releases, and
It's
holy
something else.
hats, it's good. It's like the bear is so realistic,
yeah.
but still so like artistically detailed.
Yeah. Now, does she have a background in illustration?
I don't know.
Like Ellen, I can make that connection. She's very musical, artsy.
Yeah.
That's how she thinks. But yeah, I'd like to know more about Gigi.
Yeah, she has a Flosstube.
Oh, there you go. I live under a rock, folks.
See, I've conversed with Gigi a lot. We are working on a project together. It's actually going to be our next box release. And it's,
Spoiler alert. So good.
but anyway, that's for a few months down the road. But her designs they have a certain flavor, don't
Yeah,
they?
they really do.
Yeah. Really good. Really, really good.
That's it.
Oh,
That's what I did in January.
so good. So let's see. What else? Oh yeah, so I showed you my thing. So I can show you my plans now. I have one more whip, currently active whip. It is a knitting whip, but I'll show it to you now. Because I've actually never shown it on this channel. I've shown it years ago
Oh.
on my Off the Grid channel. But this year I'm actually actively going through all of my old project, all of my old stash. I'm considering doing a whip parade at some point. I think it's time to choose a few of the projects to say goodbye to,
Oh, yeah.
which I always have a hard time doing,
Yeah.
but I think it's time. And I'm trying to take stock of the things that I really do want to pull back out and finish, and that it also includes my knitting projects. And this is one because the weather over the last month has made wearing my shawls pleasurable again, because my favorite way to wear them is with my coats outside. And so I've been wearing them again, and I remembered that I had this project that I want it finished because I want to wear it, because it's exactly
That's always a motivator.
it is the most boring knitting ever, but it's going to produce the best thing ever. So I have to actually finish it.
Is it European road trip? Oh, no way!
Yeah, it is.
Death
when
by
I said the
stockinette.
most boring knit ever, she knew exactly what I was talking about.
Death by
So
stockinette.
this, you may remember, because I've been talking about it since I recorded videos on the Fiber Friends, which was years and years ago. This is my European road trip shawl. It is a free pattern
I think so.
from Espace Tricot. It's called, so if you just do a Google search for the European road trip shawl. And I just watched, if you follow Gigi Made It on Instagram, she is the most beautiful woman who wears orange. Everything that
my
she
God,
has
yes.
is orange.
Yeah.
Orange everything. And it's strikingly gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, she did, she followed a tutorial that she found from another woman who showed how to wear this as like my card was full. I had to delete some stuff. European road trip shawl.
Yeah.
So yes, she followed a tutorial from I think another account called Turbanista, and she wrapped it around the top of her head, and then she did this funky little thing where then she turned it into a scarf, and then
Oh, wow.
it was gorgeous. And of course it was her European road trip shawl, and I'm like, yes! So it is coming. It is miles of stockinette.
Is this, sorry, Holzgarn super soft?
It is, it's the stuff that's lies, not lies. I think it's Coast.
Oh, okay. Yours is much softer than mine.
Well, it's
And
been
I'm using
hanging
Coast
around for
as
about
well.
6 years.
Okay.
So I couldn't pronounce it 6 years ago, and I can't pronounce it now. Can you pronounce that? We're going like Burgundy. Bourgogne.
Something like
Bourgogne. I'll show you. Nope. I'm not sure this color. I'm assuming this color is still available. There you go. You can see that. You can see I paid $8 a cake for it. Canadian.
Such a good value.
Way back when. Yeah, this color, man. Oh, it's so good. This color.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So, and because of the way that knitting works, and I know that it will block out, what's interesting is that you can see when I picked this up and had some interest in it and then put it back down again.
Oh, your tension has changed?
Well, not my tension has changed, but there's a line where the needles sat in it for a year, right?
Yeah.
So I think the last time I knit from here, from here to here, and then when I picked it up a couple of days ago, I've knit from here up. So it literally is just knitting across the row and purling back for miles. And then you decrease until it's it's an asymmetrical shape, and it's gorgeous and useful and pretty and dead boring, which is, you know what, my favorite kind of knitting. It seriously is my favorite kind of knitting. So I would like to wear this next year.
Yeah.
I'd like to have this finished for next winter, and I know I can do that. So that's what my plan is for that.
That's funny.
Okay.
I just cast on another sweater last night as well. I had a hankering for color work, so.
Well, you were wearing a color work sweater to work the other day. Maybe that's why. It was beautiful.
Yeah, maybe that might have been the reason why. Let me see if I can find it.
Do you know who the designer is?
Not at the moment. Caitlin Hunter, maybe.
Okay, Boyland.
Here it is.
Boyland Knitworks.
Caitlin Hunter, Autumn Alpine.
Wow.
So
that's beautiful.
I don't know how you make that work. What's the magic to that?
Hang on. There we go. Look at that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm doing. I found a really baby blue, like a really light baby blue in my stash for the main color, and then I'm using quite a dark spin cycle.
Oh, beautiful.
Turquoises. So yeah, I think it'll be all right.
Oh, that'll be gorgeous. Oh, love it. Yeah. Well, you'll have to bring that back.
I will. I'm on row 4, so.
But the way you knit sweaters, you'll be done in no time. Yeah. Okay, so new plans. I have a few new things to show and share and talk about. Wait a minute. Do you have any more done on your peacorn? Because you brought it.
I do. I'm sorry. Yes, I do have another project. Is that my false start? That's my false start. I have to get to the other end. Oh, yeah, is this the front or the back? I don't think it actually matters once I get up here because I think I started on the other side.
Oh yeah, that's the back.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my God, this is unwieldy.
Ooh, look at that.
So
look at that. The peacorn.
Yep. I like it.
Peacock, unicorn, a badger.
It's fun.
A peacock, a unicorn, a badger.
Yeah, I really like it. I can see why it's so addictive when people are saying that, because it is like coloring.
Yeah.
You do an outline and then you get to color it in, and it's all these little small wins, and
it's just good. So pretty.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying it.
I have started mine as well, but I'm not gonna show you because I literally have only just put like one strand of floss in. Kerri is starting in the top left.
Yeah.
I am starting in the bottom left. Kerri's using her brand new pub crawl linen and 36 count. And I am using a 40 count biscuit because I'm going to do the full coverage version. And Kerri's doing the green background.
Full coverage.
Not full coverage. So I actually posted a reel on Instagram. Hannah showed me this audio that was so funny. It was this audio that was done with a really like a barrel shaped cat. Okay, it was one of those gingers that when they sit they just look like a big barrel, right? And there was the audio that went over that. It was like, hey, big guy, something like that. That's a wide stance. And Hannah's like, when I heard this audio, all I could think about was your lap frame in there, because the lap frames come with a standard 20-inch scroll rod, okay? But because of the way they work, you can really put whatever size scroll rod on them you want.
Yeah.
So I've got a pair of 30 inch. I put a pair of 30-inch scroll rods on them, so it's huge. Yeah. It's really wide.
I had to change out my crossbar, and now Mark has to like Dukes of Hazzard style get out of the living room. So because I take up the whole walkway.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, he's enjoying it.
That's a wide stance, my guy. No one's gonna knock you over. It's really funny. But we thought it was much funnier than I think other people found it because we'd seen the original video. But anyway, it's on Instagram. I haven't put in a single stitch. In fact, I don't think I'd even put in the first stitch when I took that video. But nothing to see. Nothing to see there. So, new start plans. So, I was going to start this a couple of days ago. But then I decided, because I was so close to hibernation day being done, that I would save this until I had that finished. And then I'm going to start this. Okay. So this is, I've got, I put it in here. So this is Prairie Schooler, February. See that? There we go. But Caroline, you're Canadian. Why, yes, I am. So guess what? My good friend Ellen has helped me change the chart. So we're going to remove, well, I'm going to remove, and if you would like to stitch this as well, and you want to take out the words and the dates. So what's in here is Abe Lincoln, George Washington, 1809 to 1865, 1732 to 1799. There's a groundhog with an American flag, and then the horse has an American flag themed, blanket under the saddle. Okay, so I tried to think about, I could put some other words in there, and then we just thought, let's just bring the bottom border up, and then it's just this part. I'll show you.
Here we are discussing.
So I'm just gonna stitch this part of it. We're gonna remove this band here, and then I'm gonna bring this bottom border up. Basically, the only thing you have to remove is like one row of the tree, 2 rows of the trees.
So you're not going to stitch the horse and the...
No. Oh. I'm not going to stitch that because the groundhog is stitched up here.
Oh, okay.
See that? The groundhog is stitched there. And so yeah, the only thing I'm really missing is the horse and the, what is that? It's a tree stump with an axe in it. Oh, I see, George Washington.
Oh, right.
It's the cherry tree that he cut down. That's what that is.
Okay.
Am I getting that right?
Was it not apples?
You've got 2 Canadians here who are seriously embarrassing themselves.
What fruit was involved?
Anyway.
How many periods are in hockey?
What's poutine? Yeah, so I'm going to bring up that bottom border. I'm also going to replace, I'm going to add this border. I'm going to duplicate it at the top, and I'm going to switch around the cherries are going to be switched. So these ones that are facing in are going to face out, and these ones are going to go the other direction. So they'll be this way at the bottom, and then they'll be the opposite way at the top. So they'll sort of frame the top and the bottom of the piece.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
So I've got, my fabric is all ready to go. It is a piece of 40 count porcelain, wide 1/8, and Hannah did a Roxy floss conversion.
Oh, excellent.
So
yes.
I
Very
am
nice.
set. So Prairie Schooler February. She is sticking it in the shop today in case anybody else wants the same color pack. I know this is a, you know, these Prairie Schoolers are always popular. You can tell I've got the original cardstock. This has been in my stash for quite a while. I just love it. I love Prairie
really
Schoolers.
Chart.
They're so fun. My normal go-to is I normally stitch Prairie Schoolers on a larger count, like 28 or 32. So this is my first time doing one on a 40 count. So I'm really interested to see how that kind of changes the flavor of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So
That's
the
fun.
plan. Back in business.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of our maybe not great knowledge of American history, something very Canadian happened to me yesterday. It didn't happen to me. It made me reflect a little bit. I've seen video. Oh, I think I have
Cat hair?
either fin or ferg on my lips right now. I've seen videos on Instagram, I think, of a Canadian trying to explain what Canadian Tire is to an American.
Yes.
So yeah, Canadians will know it's not a Walmart, and it's, as the name implies, it's not. You can buy tires there.
Yes, you can, but you can also buy dish soap.
You can buy dish soap, and they are now actually a bank.
Yes. It's just like President's Choice. You can go there now for your groceries as well as a credit card.
Yeah. You can buy hunting rifles.
Yep.
All your fishing gear.
And tires.
And tires.
They have an automotive section.
You can buy flowers.
Yeah.
It's
Christmas
the biggest,
decorations.
Big Christmas.
Huge Christmas decorations. Yeah.
So I got back into my vehicle after being there, and I just thought, oh, that was very Canadian. I went to Canadian Tire and bought a bunt pan. And I just laughed. I laughed all the way home.
Are bunt pans is a bunt cake? That's not Canadian.
No, I think that's a German thing, isn't it? A bunt?
I think so.
It's a bunt cake? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that just made me laugh.
Oh, but you went to Canadian Tire to buy a bunt pan. Yeah. That's about right.
Very
right there.
Canadiana.
Why would you do that there?
Yeah.
Why would you even think of that? Because everybody buys everything at Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
That's really funny. I remember that it surprised me.
And you can also go and get balloons, helium balloons.
Helium balloons, yes.
It's such a catch-all store.
They'll get it for you.
Yeah. Sorry.
I know. They really do.
They do.
And I can remember I had it in a Flossmas video, I think, and somebody said, "What is that?" Like, I went to buy my Christmas decorations. I was looking for a poinsettia at Canadian Tire.
It's very odd.
Yeah. So I'm super excited to start that.
Yeah, that is a nice one.
That is coming down the pike. My other plan, and we have similar plans here for a new start, we are going to be joining Carmen.
Yes.
Carmen, who is Cardamom Pins on YouTube. I will link to her videos below, her channel. She is an amazing stitcher. She's from Montreal. She's a cello player. She's just an all-around good human being. Fun, cute, fast stitcher. She's got it all. So Carmen is starting I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't want you to think I'm crying in the middle of this thing. She is starting a stitch along on March 1st, and the stitch along is called
hashtag Jacob's Sleeper Sal.
Hashtag Jacob's Sleeper Sal.
Yeah.
So the premise behind it is
just doing a deep dive on Jacob's Modern Folk Embroidery website, and he's got things like buried that he created
years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
And
His stuff is
Yeah.
timeless. It doesn't
really
age.
is.
Doesn't age. It is beautiful. And so Carmen's idea is to pick one that, you know, is from a long time ago that not a lot of people maybe have seen, and they're fresh and brand new again. So, the name of her, she's doing a sampler off the top of my head.
I can't remember it either.
Hannah's already done the conversion for it a couple of times. I cannot remember. I'm sorry. But anyways, both Kerri and I have chosen a Jacob's sleeper chart.
Yeah.
And we are going to be joining in with Carmen's Sal. So why don't you tell them what you've picked?
Yeah, so I am doing Benvenuti, which is an Italian welcome sampler, and I think Caroline will insert that here.
Yeah, I'll show you the picture of it
Not
here.
entirely sure what I'm doing color-wise yet, but that's what I'm doing.
It's a monochromatic piece. You really can, the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want. We're not going to be carrying physical charts for that. You can find the PDF for it at www.modernfolkembroidery.com, and I'll try to leave a link to his shop in the drop down box below.
Spend some time there. And really look through.
That's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Like, because there's so much stuff on there that you don't see.
Yeah, and he's got it broken down into sections, like traditional samplers.
Yes.
And
he is prolific, so he's got a ton of stuff. And I'm sure if you've you know been here with us long enough and you've known Jacob long enough, his sort of seems to be the way he operates is that he'll release a whole bunch of stuff and then he'll sort of be quiet. He'll lay low for a while and then he'll come back and it's like a lot of stuff again. And then, you know, I poke him and I say, hey, you wanna do something? And then he comes up with something amazing. So I am going to be stitching an Irish Quaker sampler because I've wanted to stitch this for ages. I brought this chart into the shop at least a year ago, and it's been on my radar for a long time. So, but I'm going to do something interesting with it, so I'll show you. I should also just mention this printing of this chart. The grid lines are a little light. So just a heads up, because I prefer, for Jacob's stuff, I prefer paper charts. I actually, I rip them apart so that I can stick the page that I'm working on directly to my my linen with a needle minder, and then it's right in front of my face. That's how I like to see it. So I will tell you, the grid lines are a little faint in this chart. And also, I think that we printed the European version. I think Jacob sent me the A. It's something is it's on the last page. You'll notice the stitch count. The stitches have been cut off on the very end. Everything else seems to be there. I've checked it over pretty carefully. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Speaking of that, speaking of errata, Ellen's chart, the Honey Thief. There is an errata in that bottom band. Right. The chart itself is missing a couple of lines. She's got a free PDF correction on her website, which is www.maximumcrossstitch.com. So if you are purchasing, we've been trying to catch it and stick in a paper version of it, but in case we've missed it, you can find it on our website. So here's my plan. 40 count porcelain linen. This thing of beauty right here is my 2023 holiday countdown floss pack. So what I did, and I'm going to take it apart here. I'm actually, for my work, I actually have to keep my pack together. So I'm going to pull new floss. But what I wanted to do was to show you, if you have leftover holiday countdown floss, there's so much that you can do with it. So what I did was I pulled from this palette, the chart calls for 7 colors. And so I kind of used Jacob's colors as a jumping off point. And then I chose 7 colors from my countdown that I loved together. Now you're going to see 6 here because I actually ended up picking 6, but I wanted to show you the 7th that you could use in replacement if you don't have that. So these colors, we have Thin Air. So I'll do it in the blues first. Thin Air, Mountain Range, and Yonder. Those 3 blues. Get my knots to go next door to each other there. See those 3 blues. There. And then I chose 2 greens, Fresh Cut, and Deep Woods. And then, instead of the ochre color that he's used in there, I'm going to use Rosewood.
Nice.
So those are my 6 colors that I'm going to use from the Countdown pack. There is a brown in there, a dark brown, so you could very easily add in Baker's Block as the dark brown. But I am super partial to Virlanda, and I have a boatload of it. So I'm actually going to use Virlanda as my, now it's showing up super green in the camera because that's just what Virlanda does. It's a brown black with green undertones, like a really super dark khaki color. And so that's my palette.
It's really nice. I like it.
And I'm not gonna follow Jacob's symbols at all for floss colors. I'm gonna go motif by motif, and I'm gonna stitch them in whatever color I want from this palette, generally following what colors he's got on his cover photo: light blue, medium blue, dark blue, etc. And I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So it's a great way to look at your palette of Countdown floss. We're going to talk about 2024 Countdown in just a minute. It's a lot of floss. It's 25 skeins of gorgeous floss, and Kerri dyes it so that it works together, right? The colors work together, so you can easily choose one of Jacob's monochromatic pieces and choose a palette from the set of 25 and make them work. Yeah, it's gorgeous. So that's my plan.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Countdown.
Yes.
So we're going to end today's video by telling you about Countdown. If you've made it here to the end of the video, there will be an Instagram post coming out soon, and we'll probably do another video. What day are you back from holiday? At work? Do you remember?
The Monday.
The
week
Monday.
Monday. A week Monday.
A week Monday. So chances are good that...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
Okay.
February 5.
So Holiday Countdown 2024 is going to be released on February 1st, which is a Thursday, 1 week from today. And we will have a video up about it on the 5th when Kerri gets back to work. Just a short one, so that we can separate it out in case there's going to be lots of people who don't actually see this because they, you know, they get tired of listening to us and they turn us off. It's true, right? So, especially I talk a lot. So I feel like I irritate people, but it's fine. I'm not looking for validation. I know I do it. It's fine. So February 1st at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Holiday Countdown 2024 is going to be live for sale in the shop. So I know you've got questions. The first question is, why are you selling it so blooming early? Why are we selling it so blooming early, Kerri?
It's a lot of floss, it's a lot of linen, it's a lot of planning, it's a lot of preparing, it's a lot of putting together.
And it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it is the biggest project that we do all year. And by getting started in February, it ensures that we can get it to you in a timely fashion so that everybody has it for a December 1st start date. The chart is done. Jacob has the chart designed already. It's amazing. So what can we tell you about the countdown? We can tell you that it's the same size. It's going to be on 1/8 of a yard of linen or 1/6 of a yard of Aida. Again, you will be getting that in your box. Mm-hmm. You will be getting 25 skeins of floss. What can we tell them about the floss, Kerri?
Okay, so we have changed it up a little bit this year. 25 colors is overwhelming. Not only just for me, but also for Jacob as the designer. That's a lot of brain power with that. So we've decided to go, without giving anything away, we've decided to release a limited palette of 5 or 6 colors, and I can tell you that it does not include pink.
There's no pink. No pink in it.
It'll be shades and tones of 5 or 6 colors. So now, that being said, I thought the 2023 was spectacular. That it worked. It all came together with having so many different colors.
Yeah.
It was very cohesive.
Now, we have to watch what we say really carefully when we're talking about what it looks like, because in describing last year's box.
Is this off the record?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm talking
this.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I think this is valuable information because I posted a video during Flossmas where we were talking about, you know, how things were working and what we want to change for next year. I'm not looking for that kind of input here on this video, just to be clear, because we kind of dealt with it all in that video, and it was, you know, hundreds of messages and whatnot, and I don't want to get into it again, because once we have a plan and we're starting to move forward, then, you know, we're taking care of everything.
Yeah.
When we were talking about giving them hints about what they were getting, not in the first time that we introduced it, but when we re-promoted it in the summertime.
Yeah.
Because the first time we talked about the colors, we said dirty Christmas, right? Yeah. Samplery colors, but a little bit dirty.
Yeah.
When we talked about it again in the summertime, I apparently used the word neutrals last year. Okay.
I can see, like, knowing how your mind works, I could absolutely see that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
neutrals.
Everybody has different opinions on what neutrals are. And so, of course, a customer took me at face value for what they see as neutrals, and they were very disappointed in the colors in the box.
Okay.
Valid, right?
Yeah.
Valid point.
That
and so this is why I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, okay, I'm trying to hear it from an outsider's perspective who doesn't know what's coming, and I don't want to be misleading in any way. So when you say there's no pinks, well, there might be reds, there might be shades of reds.
Right. Oh, I see.
So
I see where you're going.
Somebody might see a pink as a red. So, okay, there's going to be some reds. So, when we say no pink, there's no bubblegum pink.
No.
There you go. We can guarantee there's going to be no bubblegum pink.
Yeah. So, I always consider colors as being clean or dirty. That's basically what it is. If you're looking for, I consider antique-y, blackbird type colors. And I know that's what you were thinking, because I consider those neutrals as well.
Yeah. I'm going to grab,
antique-y,
keep talking. I'm going to grab last
dirty colors. You're not going to get clean, pure colors. That's all I've got.
When we did the box for 2022, okay, this was the palette, and this is why I have to keep a whole palette, because we compare them year to year, right? So this was the palette for 2022, and you can see that it's a little bit more modern. It's quite modern. The colors are clean. Some of them are a little bit dirtier. It was a real mix, right? All over the board. I would never describe this as neutral.
No.
Okay? Now, of course, I've taken my entire pack apart here. So you'll have to use your imagination a little bit.
Do you want me to hold this one?
Yeah.
So yeah, the 2023, there's not one clean color in there, in my point of view.
This was the palette from just this past year. Okay. So when I used the word neutral, it was mostly thinking about those bright, hot hits of green, that sort of acidy green of Grinch, and the hotter pink. You know, you didn't sort of see that in this palette here. It was more muted and dirtier. So they're eating lunch in the other room, and so she's like, I want out. She's a real pest in the lunchroom, unfortunately, because she's learned that they'll give her little bits of carrot.
They purposely burn
They
carrots
really
for her.
do. They really do. So anyway.
Yeah.
So yes.
When I say that, it's going to be more antique-y, definitely dirty.
So there's still going to be 25 skeins of floss, but it's going to be pared down into 5 or 6 shades, like 5 or 6 main color groups with shades of those colors. So,
what is happening here? I'm so...
that was the alarm that I set. I have to order bubble mailers today, and I tend to forget these things. So I set myself an alarm, and I said, label it, order bubble mailers. That's what that was. So don't let me forget. Don't let me forget. Countdown. So there you go. 25 skeins of floss. There will be fabric in the box. There will be all of the extras that you have come to know and love. The price has gone up by $20 per box, Canadian. $20 Canadian per box. So the linen box is $265 Canadian. The Ada box is $260 Canadian. We didn't talk about the even, I think even weave is the same price as linen. Even weave price might be the same as linen. Don't quote me on that, but everything will be in the shop, easily labeled. Plus shipping. It'll come in the same box that we've been sending out the last couple of years. The shipping rates are going to be a little bit higher, but I don't think there's going to be as big of a jump in the shipping cost this year as there was last year, which is nice. Last year was a big jump in the shipping cost, so a little bit less on that this year. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, when are we going to send it out to you? So in 2023, we had 2 Jacob retreats at the beginning of October, and so we had to ship boxes in September, so we were pretty early last year. This year, we do have a retreat at the end of October, but it's one weekend, and so we're probably going to start shipping these boxes mid to end September throughout the month of October. So you will have them. We always start with overseas boxes first, and then go from there. Yeah, I think that's it.
I think so.
If you have any questions, leave us a comment below and we'll answer you, or feel free to email us at any time. So February 1st at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have lots. We plan for lots. These are not going to sell out in a day. Don't worry. So take your time, and you know, we'll let you know.
It's exciting. Yay! I love thinking about Christmas in January.
We started talking about this in December.
Well, basically when I get back from holidays, the second week of February, we need to start dyeing right away.
Yeah, because of course we have to process it all.
Yeah.
It is thousands and thousands and thousands of skeins of floss.
Yep.
And yards and yards and yards of fabric, and it is a massive job.
Yep.
And we love it. Like, it is so fun. The whole front room gets set up as... she is
the work, man.
Desperate to get into the kitchen.
Well, there's the number. It's 25,550 cards of floss.
That's a lot of floss.
That's a lot of floss.
I wish you hadn't shown me that. Because, you know, I can, that makes it very real. That's a lot of floss. Yeah. So we love doing this. This is such a highlight for us, and it's good because it takes us a really long time, but it's really fun. And as the last 2 years, I will be hosting daily stitch along videos, daily, you know, unveiling, working together throughout the chart, because again, like last year, it will be mystery. We are going to keep the pattern the same way. You will be receiving those beautiful cardstock patterns every day. Jacob is working on a way to make the pattern a little bit more clear with the symbols. And I know there was, you know, some of the symbols were super small and they were a little hard to read, or they were very similar to other symbols. That is all being taken into account by Jacob. He's working on it. So every year, you know, we learn from what has happened the year before and move forward and work on that. So
very exciting.
Yeah. More colors from this year's pack have gone into the regular collection than the year before, and I think that mostly speaks to speaks to your growth as a dyer.
Oh, absolutely. I learned so much between 2022 and 2023 with that whole project.
And how these things fit more into our collection. Yeah. And, you know, where are we going to use them, and what do we need, and how can we use that, and what will look beautiful with that. And it's been a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
It's been a ton of fun.
I mean, I'm looking at this though, and I'm not mad about that.
I'm not mad about that either.
I'm not mad about the 2022 color palette.
No.
Not at all. But there is a market change.
No, I don't mean a change in the quality. I mean the change in that you were more dyeing that specifically for the project, right? And a lot of them are not repeatable. Whereas now, when you dye, you did this year, which is
instead of coming at it head on, I came in through the back door.
Yeah,
it was good.
Well, I think it's nice. I think both are wonderful, but this year's has given us some that are now, you know, have become fan favorites, and there were fan favorites from the countdown, and we just can't. Oh, speaking of which, if anybody so this is a side note. If anyone remembers Blue Christmas from year 1, I have 12 skeins of it that I found the other day. I've been cleaning out my side room. I've got 12 skeins. If you loved this color and you were sad that it disappeared, you can send me an email. I mean, Tannenbaum. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Some of these we still have a little bit. Yeah, Grinch.
Grinch is
we actually still
those,
have a little bit of Grinch downstairs.
For those Lizzie Kate Christmas charts.
Yeah, on holiday. That was a good one. Yeah. They were all good. Yeah. And as usual, Hannah's naming. So this one was called Third Place. Third Place. It's a bronze, right? Like the bronze medal. Uh-huh. Oh, loved it.
She's so funny.
She is. She's very punny. So,
that's it.
This is a long video, I think. Yeah. I think I have my editing work cut out for me this afternoon.
Yeah. Move over Brenda and Laura.
Yeah. So anyways, thank you. Thanks for sitting and hanging out with us today.
I've got a twitchy eye. I got something in my eye. It just flew in.
Oh, no.
A minute and a half ago, and I'm like, oh God, please leave, please leave. Bye, everyone.
Happy stitching, everyone. Take care. We'll see you soon. So I fibbed a little bit. These two on the end here are not winter themed. This is Modern Folk Embroidery, but what's the title of it? It might be just, it's Rules of Life. That's right. Rules of Life, Modern Folk Embroidery. Then we have Ellen Hooker from Maximum Cross Stitch. Then we have Yule Ball from Bendy Stitchy. Up there, model stitched by Rai Magai. This is my Ruskin's Penguins. Roxy Floss Co. Chalkboard and Weathered White. And the fabric is XJU Designs. Is it called Old Linen, I think? I can't quite remember, but that's definitely a Jukas fabric. Warm Winter Woolens, which you saw earlier. Then we have another Little House Needleworks, or is that Country Cottage? That's one of the 12 Ornament Series ones. And then this is a Scissor Tails design. Have a Merry Merry White Christmas. And Jeanette Douglas. That one was from one of the Just Cross Stitch ornament magazines. One of my favorites. Love it. This one I switched out. This one was done as an all white design and had to add a little bit of red in there.